What if every postcard you've ever seen is just the cover of a book you never opened? A story waiting to unfold? 17 million travelers hit Thailand last year. The Philippines got 1/5 of that. Same seas, same sun. So why are the wildest lagoons still empty at sunset? Today I'm taking you off the grid, past the tour desks and the trinket stalls, to the islands nobody's really put on a bucket list graphic. 10 stops, 1 archipelago, 0 crowds. Ready? Palawan, lagoons. That's Swallow Light. We start in Palawan because the ocean here forgot the color wheel and invented its own, a spectrum of blues and greens. El Nido's big lagoon is a limestone hallway. The water glows like someone cracked open a glow stick. I paddled in at 6 a.m., before the first bankas coughed their engines, and the only sound was drip, echo, drip off stalactites, utterly serene. Corin's twin lagoons switch from teal to navy when you swim through the keyhole tunnel. It's a saltwater slap followed by instant quiet, like walking through a waterfall into church. Between them lie Wohutu shipwrecks, so shallow you can free dive to the deck and see soft corals swaying where sailors once stood, a silent tribute. Local captains still drop a fresh mango into the sea before each voyage, an apology to the spirits for the noise. They say if the fruit floats, the trip is blessed. Mine bobbed like a cork for 30 seconds and sank. Still made it back before sunset. If you only do one thing, skip the sunset cruise and stay for the blue hour. The towering limestone turns eggplant purple and the water looks backlit. No filter, no crowd, just you and 17 shades of turquoise trying to spell your name. Siargao. Surf, palms, and tidal infinity pools. Next morning, I flew south to Siargao, where the Pacific swells roll in like freight trains, powerful and relentless. Cloud9's wooden boardwalk creaks under bare feet while surfers wax sticks and squint at sets. I don't surf, I float. So I rented a bike, drove south until the pavement surrendered to sand, and found the Magpupunko tidal pools, nature's infinity tubs carved into reef rock. Low tide, noon, sun overhead, the pools mirror the sky so perfectly you can't tell where your skin ends and the sky begins. Island hop to Goyam, a dollop of sand no wider than 2 football fields. Coconut trees lean so far they look drunk. The trunks are scarred from typhoon seasons past, tales of resilience. A kid selling buko juice hacked open a nut with a single machete swing and handed it over, sweat mixed with coconut water, a true taste of the island. Sweet, warm, perfect. Back on the bike at dusk, fireflies blinked between palms like faulty Christmas lights. I stopped, killed the engine, listened. No EDM beach bar, no honking jeepneys, just wine through fronds and the faint thump of waves on reef. Siargao isn't only a surf spot, it's a volume knob turned down to 1, a peaceful hum. Bohol, hills that turn to chocolate. From Siargao, I hopped to Cebu, then rolled onto a ferry bound for Bohol. First sight, the Chocolate Hills, 1,776 grass-covered humps that go cocoa brown in dry season. Legend says they're the tears of a heartbroken giant. Geology says uplifted coral shaped by rain, an ancient seabed. Either way, standing on the viewing deck feels like trespassing on a dinosaur's back. Down the road, tarsiers cling to bamboo branches. Their eyes are bigger than their brains. They blink slowly, judging every selfie with an ancient, knowing gaze. One yawned, and I saw a mouthful of needle teeth built for crunching insects. Panglao Island, tacked onto the southwest corner, is where the hills exhale into sand. Alona Beach at sunrise is empty except for dog paws and hermit crab tracks. I snorkeled 10 meters out and found a free reef drop-off. No fee, no guide, just neon Christmas tree worms retracting when I paddled past. A vibrant underwater world. Nighttime brought firefly kayaking on the Lobok River. Paddle once, pause. The mangroves spark like someone strung fairy lights on every root. The guide whispered, "No flash or they'll go dark for an hour." So we floated, hushed, while constellations blinked twice, once above, once beside. Camiguin, an island born of fire. Camiguin is shaped like a comma and has more volcanoes than towns, 7 to 5. I hopped a small plane from Cebu to Mindanao, then a barge that groaned under rusted trucks. First stop, White Island, a sandbar that appears only at low tide. No shade, no structure, just a crescent of blinding sand and Mount Hibok, watching like a sleepy bouncer, ever present. Snorkeling here feels like flying over a giant aquarium. Brain corals the size of beanbags. Clownfish darting in and out like commuters late for work. A vibrant underwater ballet. Inland, Tuasan Falls drops into a bowl of turquoise so cold it makes your molars ache. I jumped, screamed, surfaced laughing. The sunken cemetery sits just offshore. A large cross marks where a 19th century eruption shoved an entire graveyard below sea level. I free dove down and spotted a stone angel still clasping her hands, algae for hair. Above water, locals sell pastel, soft buns filled with yema, so sweet it closes your throat. Eat one, sip hot tablet of chocolate, watch the sun smear the sky orange behind the volcano. Born of fire, cloaked in green, stitched together by sugar and silence, a truly unique place. Boracay, Malapascua, Ecuador. Small, specific, spectacular. People say Boracay is done, but they haven't seen the North End Cove at 5 a.m. when the sand is still cool and the kite surfers are asleep. I walked from Station 1 to Puka Shell and counted only 7 footprints that weren't mine. The water glowed milk blue, the kind of color that makes you forget sunglasses, truly mesmerizing. Malapascua is a speck north of Cebu where thresher sharks rise from the deep at dawn, a truly rare and humbling sight. I woke at 4 a.m., stumbled onto a banca, and rolled backward into black water. At 25 meters, a shark appeared, tail longer than my body, eyes like polished onyx. We stared, 2 aliens meeting in the half-light. Ecuador carries a rep for witchcraft. Locals laugh and sell you love potions in recycled Coke bottles. I hiked to Lazi's old convent, biked to Cambugahay Falls, and swung from a vine like a kid who forgot adult rules, water the color of Gatorade but colder. 3 islands, 3 different blues, pastel, cobalt, neon, each small enough to circumnavigate on foot if you've got time and SPF. They don't shout, they whisper, and you have to lean in to hear them. Camotes, Pagudpud, Ticao, the forgotten edges. Camotes sits east of Cebu. Ferries so infrequent you feel like you're breaking in. I rented a scooter, found a cave pool called Timubo, where sunlight drips through a hole in the ceiling and lights the water like a spotlight on a stage. I floated, arms out, staring at one circle of sky, a moment of pure bliss. Pagudpud is the top nail of Luzon, windmills spinning like gentle giants. I walked the Kapurpurawan rock formations barefoot. The limestone felt warm, pockmarked like the moon, an otherworldly landscape. No vendors, no entrance music, just wind and the occasional clatter of a loose goat bell. Ticao is last on my list because maps often forget it. The east side is a wall of basalt cliffs. Waves explode into plumes. I dove with manta rays that flew past like black capes. On the boat back, the engine died. We drifted an hour. The guide shrugged, passed around peanuts and a single warm Coke. Sunset bled across the water. Engine coughed back to life. Nobody spoke. Sometimes the best souvenir is a shared near silence you can't buy in duty-free. If your screen feels sticky with salt right now, hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me which island you'd teleport to this second. I read every reply, partly for inspo, mostly to live vicariously through your escape plans. Next up is the finale where I string these blues together into one final dare, a challenge for you. Stick around. The last 60 seconds are the reason I made this whole video, so 10 islands, 7,000 still waiting. The Philippines doesn't shout like the rest of Southeast Asia. It keeps the volume low so only the curious hear the chorus, a quiet invitation. My dare, book the ticket without checking the forecast. Fly into a province you can't pronounce, ride a ferry that rocks like a cradle, and step onto sand that hasn't seen a footprint since last tide. Because the most beautiful islands in the world aren't hiding, they're just patient. They'll wait for you, same way they waited for me, quiet, sun-bleached, and humming with bees that sound like tiny motors. Close the laptop, roll the passport into your back pocket, go. And when you finally stand on that empty sandbar, water hitting your knees like a handshake, remember this video and send me a wave, digital or otherwise. I'll be here uploading more blue to keep the loop alive. See you in the tide, adventurer, ready to explore.